A lot of people don't know about Stockton because they meet Stockton graduates and assume that they come from an Ivy League school.
Stockton gave me my spark.
I loved it here. Oh my God.
The best of times here.
We are highly selective. We are one of the more desirable places for faculty to come to teach, work, and do their research. We are now ranked in the top tier of master's universities in the United States.
In 1971, I showed up in about July. I was with my father. It was a Sunday, and he had said, "Don't you think we ought to see this place?" And all we saw were 4 log cabins. One said President's Office, one said Academic Affairs, and one said Finance Office. And my dad looked at me, I looked at him. He said, "This is like camp."
There was a sense of freedom at the institution. There's no question that we felt that this was something experimental, it was something exciting, something electric, something unlike what else existed.
This place gave you the confidence to know you are here, we will help you get to where you want to be, you will be great someday, and it did that through a combination of a nurturing learning environment and a very close connection with a professor.
I experienced so much more than I anticipated.
The Vince that arrived at Stockton was a young, blank piece of paper.
Just really had no idea. Grew up very sheltered, small town.
Inquisitive and wanting to learn as much as possible.
People say all the time that, I wouldn't trade college. Well, you know what? I wouldn't.
I was inspired. I was really inspired.
Well, I was a kid who really wasn't sure he wanted to go to college. Had his hopes on going to a Big 5 school in Philadelphia, but went to Stockton because it was more affordable and figured he'd stay a semester and then move on to Philadelphia. But after one semester at Stockton, I fell in love with it.
I'm a Jersey girl, and Stockton is a Jersey college.
I came here because I had never finished my education and was driven to do that. It was just a wonderful experience.
I came out of high school at the very bottom of my class. 4 years later, I was graduated with a 3.89 GPA, and it was one of the best experiences of my life.
My SATs wouldn't be good enough to get into Stockton today. And so what we see Stockton now in the U.S. News and World Report is one of the top colleges in the country. It is one of the most highly selective colleges in the country. And that reputation, for me, is looking at that diploma on the wall or that degree on the wall. It's like a stock certificate. My stock has risen. And I'm proud to say that I went to Stockton College. Much different school than it was when I went.
It's mind-boggling to me to see how this place has blossomed, how it's flourished, how it's grown, all that it offers, the quality of all that we offer here.
Stockton's mission has not changed. The educational mission of higher education and of Stockton is to take information, make it meaningful, turn it into knowledge, and take knowledge and turn it into something that you can use and use wisely, wisdom.
It becomes obvious from a student standpoint whether faculty care or not, whether they're involved with their students, and at Stockton, that was kind of the key. It was almost the norm.
In all these other schools, you have big classroom sizes, where at Stockton, all my classes were maybe 20, 30 students.
You have professors who are famous all around the world. They go on tours, to be able to speak at other universities in other countries, and yet they know your first name. They wave to you in the halls. My first semester of college, I was terrified, and within 2 weeks, all of my professors waved to me in the hallway.
Friends always made fun of me for going to such a small school, whether they went to one of the larger schools, but they can't remember one conversation they physically had with their faculty member, and I could.
Let's not forget, even to this day, something like 95% of the courses a student takes here at Stockton are taught by the full tenured professor. That is a very unique aspect of this place.
I was able to learn here to explore, go beyond the obvious, dig a little deeper. I also learned hard work, pays off.
Attending Stockton has meant everything in my personal development. There are situations and meetings and events that I've been a part of at Stockton that look very familiar to me in a corporate America setting. Way before we started talking green jobs and global warming and climate change, Stockton's activists for the environment, they were ahead of their time.
We recycled before it was popular to recycle. We kept the building clean and had respect for our walls, things like graffiti and things like trash. You won't find that at Stockton. There's a sensitivity to how important our environment is. Lake Fred and Lake Pam and the beautiful lakes that are on our campus. It's very hard walking around this campus or walking through many of the trails that exist here without having a sense of how important that environment is to who we are.
I always remembered what that accounting professor who would walk in with his wading boots and his gun on the table and told me, never forget, you can be the greatest.
I attribute all of my successes to Stockton. I think it gave me the foundation to do the things that I do today because I know I can compete with the most influential individuals that there are out there, that I can overcome the challenges and the barriers that I thought might have existed before I went to Stockton.
This place gives the chance to grow, to develop, and become your own person. One of the things that most impresses me is that it gives you the skills to be prepared for the future, and it doesn't matter if your future changes.
This was my Statue of Liberty. That I remember what my father told me as he came on the boat and saw that and saw opportunity. This provided me the opportunity. It gave me the nurturing environment to be strong, to learn, and to go out and challenge what I needed to do. I couldn't be happier. It still feels that way.
My ambition for Stockton is to continue with the tradition that has been there, that is a real focus on students, but expanding the horizon for Stockton in significant ways. We're about to come to this incredible turning point where I'm told the so-called digital natives, that is students, kids who are under 15 years of age, will soon be coming to college. We have to be prepared for that. Just as Stockton was founded based on a new form of teaching, new experience, a real focus on individual attention with faculty and students, the digital natives have never lived without the social network, the electronic communication, and they're going to be coming into college with high expectations for individualized approaches and new ways of learning. So my expectation is to build the foundation and the framework to make that possible. But the real learning process at Stockton is to teach in a way that enables students to continue learning and to adapt.